HTML, everything you need to know to get started writing HTML code. The common setup, most common tags, semantic HTML, list, tables, forms, and block versus inline. First, the setup. Here, Visual Studio Code, this is what everyone uses. Download it, this is how you get it. I made a folder on my desktop, open it up here, click here, File, open the folder, and you find it on there. And once you're inside, this button, New File, you could title it anything. I'm just going to call it index. Very important, after the dot, whatever name you give it, dot HTML. There you go. For Visual Studio Code, it is very simple how to do it. Type in HTML, go to the 5 tab, and here we go. This is all of your boilerplate code. That's what this is called. And here, 3 main things. We have HTML, then the head element, then the body. The head element is where like some advanced stuff goes, and metadata is what it's called. Typically what this is going to have is your title, your let's see, wait. So link. This will link to a style sheet, which I will get into another video, and then script, which will link into your JavaScript file, which I will also cover in another video about JavaScript. But don't have any of that. Let's title this practice HTML. I'm going to go down here. I have this extension. You could look up how to get it, called Live Server in VS Code. Here we go. This is our website that we have. Now, the body, this is where all of your code that is going on the screen will go. So let's get into the most common tags. These are tags that you will pretty much see everywhere on every website. These are the ones that you start using and ones you need to be very familiar with. So first, the P tag, paragraph tag, H1, boom. This goes all the way to H6. I'm not going to do all the way, but H1 through 6. H1 is the biggest, and the higher you go, the smaller it will get. Very important to know, you should only have one H1 element in your whole code base. That's better for SEO, which again I'll have another video on, but just know only one of these. A tag, A tab, href. This is how you link to other pages. Let's give it a place. Let's do a page2.html. There we go. Do some boilerplate. Oh, mess that up. HTML. There we go. Let's do. This is page 2. Boom. Now for a link, we're putting in the name of our page that we're trying to link to. So page 2 HTML. Now when you click this, it will go to the next page. BR, line break, the equivalent of doing enter. Image. You will have to import an image onto here. Let's do that. Pic of a cat. Boom. Save as. Put that, just drag and drop right there. Pretty simple. Okay. Now for our image, it is called iStockPhoto, so iStockPhoto there. Again, very thing for the image tag. For your alt, you always want to put something there. Again, for accessibility reasons and for SEO. Typically, you want to just explain what the picture is. So, picture of a cat. If you're, yep, there we go, shows up. If for some reason your website crashes the image or doesn't load, it will instead give this text. So always good to put something for your alt tag. The strong tag. Strong. anything you put in this strong tag will be bold. Now you could do the same thing by using the B tag, but you never want to do this. Always use strong instead of B, because better for accessibility. Same thing for the M tag, EM, emphasize. It italicizes. Same thing as the I tag, but again, don't want to use the I tag. Always use the EM tag. It does the same thing visually on your screen, but strong and M are better for accessibility and SEO. Div, very important, very important. I like to think of a div tag as a container. Right now, div tags won't really do anything on screen visually. It becomes very important when you want to wrap things together. Just picture div tags as a way to contain a section of your code. Span tag does not do anything visually. Span only becomes useful when you get to styling. If div was a way to segment off a group of code, span is a way to segment off a tiny bit of code. Semantic HTML, header, nav, which you can put your nav bar in. Again, you don't have to put a nav bar in, or you don't have to code up a nav bar in your nav tag, but you should, because when programs look at your website and they see that, oh, you have a nav bar in, or no, when they look at your code and they see this nav tag, they will assume what's inside of it is your nav bar. And when they see that you did put a nav bar there, it's gonna be like, ooh, good job, you get brownie points, I'm gonna give you a cookie or something. You have main content, aside content, footer, stuff for your footer content, or you're gonna put like copywriter, like here's my email, stuff like that. I don't know why I'm showing you all this when I put up the graphic. Lists, tables, forms now. Unordered lists, ordered lists. Now, same thing as a div. These UL and OL wraps around everything that's inside your list. And you do LI, boom, here we go. Just so you can see there, you have an unordered list. Unordered is bullet points. Ordered lists. Same thing, you use LI code. And number 1, there we go. Instead of bullet points for ordered, you have numbers. There's different ways to change this, but that is the typical one that you will use. Table, there we go. Then you have table row inside of it, and you have table data. So you could copy as many table rows as you want. Oop, oop. There we go, just like that. Let's do another over here, data 3. Tables, just like in a Word document or Excel spreadsheet, it will be grid patterned, just like that. That is the standard way of how you do table. Again, for a lot of the stuff that I'm saying here, there is more ways that you can use these kinds of tags for HTML. This is only the most common ways that people use them. If you want to learn other ways on how to use H1s or lists or tables, images, stuff like that, you could look them up on your own. There are some niche ones to learn, but again, this is standard, what you should know, the basics. Forms are useful for getting user input. So, form, and input, these are two that you will typically want. Input type text, name, equals units text, and ID is text. This label for the for, you want to have it be the same thing as your ID, text. And there we go, we have a form. Use user input right there. And I use this type text for the input, but there are other kinds of inputs that you could do. You have password, it'll be the little dots right there. Other one, submit, which makes it a submit button. Oh, oop, there we go. Let's see, radio, it's another one. There we go, radio button, click it, one of those. Checkbox, you just click like that. Let's see, number, type of numbers, only, cannot do letters, also that. And two more, file, where you could choose your file from computer. And last one, date. Boom. Month, day, year. Inline or a block tag. This span tag that I had here went on to the next line. It didn't continue on here. But if I add button, here's a button tag. This button went onto the same line as it. That's because both of these tags are inline. Also, sorry I didn't give you this button tag as part of the most common tags section. Button, pretty standard, it's a button. But both buttons and span are inline tags, which means they will stay in the same line. If a tag is a block tag, like paragraph, it will take up the whole line. I will put up a visual of the tags that are block and inline, but all you need to know, block tags take up their whole line, inline tags do not take up their whole line. They only take up the space that they need to. And that is everything for the basics of HTML right now. I know this went pretty fast. You could go back in this video, rewatch it if you need more clarification. What you should be doing though is you should try out on your own the exact same stuff that I did. Just mess around with some things, all this kind of code that I did, just kind of play around with it, see what it does, see what it doesn't do, break it, fix it. That is the best way to learn. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.